Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want you guys to come on in, come on in, come on in, and share this with someone in your circle of influence. Um, this is the Free Texas campaign, chatting with the Queen, giving these individuals that are currently incarcerated and a part of the Free Texas campaign an opportunity to share from behind the walls. Waiting for my guests to call in so that I can allow him to share what it is that he wants to share. So if you guys would please share this out in your circle of influence, because you never know what the next person may be in need of. It is National Suicide Prevention Month. It is also Prison Awareness Month, Sickle Cell Awareness Month, um, Shari Malformation Awareness Month, Blood Cancer Awareness Month, um, literacy. I think it's children literacy awareness month. Oh my God, it's just so much that we have the opportunity to bring to light on and to touch on these various topics. Again, before my guests show up, want to remind you guys, if you are a suicide awareness advocate or suicide awareness, if you have attempted suicide and survived, or if you know someone that has lost their life to suicide, I would love to have you on the panel. I'm going to be able to have 7 guests on the panel. Hopefully, I'll have that panel full today. So if you're interested in being a part of the panel, I urge you to reach out to me so that we can schedule a time to talk today. I'm going to be taking calls between 3 and 5, and then I'm going to take some more calls between 5 and 8. Well, really, I'm going to take a break at 3 o'clock, and then I'm going to start back at like 3:30, something like that. But if you guys are interested in being a part of the suicide awareness panel that's going to be held on September the 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be streaming through the Crew Podcast. Of course, when we stream live through the Crew Podcast, we stream live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and then it's going to be distributed across all of our many platforms. So you get an opportunity to allow your brand to be seen and heard around the world. Also, if you've not taken the opportunity to go over and download your free e-copy of Cries from Within Our Soul, bringing awareness to suicide, please go over, download your free e-copy on today. We're currently ranked number 1 in 2 categories, poetry and anthology, because I share this honor with the amazing Andrew Lee Beard, who will be on also sharing on today. So waiting for my guests to call in, just waiting for my guests to call in. Once my guests call in, we will go ahead and get this show on the road. Um, yeah, we would get this show on the road. Um, just waiting. So if you guys would share this out while we're waiting. Also, today, for all my queens, I dropped an amazing affirmation journal. Give you an opportunity to share affirmations and scripture, and I included some poems. You got a section where you can journal. Um, it is free today on ebook. It's called Her I Am Her, which stands for healed, equipped, and resilient. So I want you guys to go over and support that as well. Get an opportunity to download it until Friday for free. Y'all go over and support. God is just dropping things in my spirit and just allowing me the opportunity to share and to be a helpmate to those that are in my circle and those that are connected to my platforms and those that are just connected um, as well. Y'all make sure that today we don't have a show today on the Crew Podcast, but the rest of this month, we will be having shows except for the 16th, and that's the day I graduate. So we're not going to be doing a show on graduation day, but there will be a show the rest of the month of September. So y'all can tune in to the Crew Podcast every night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Opportunity to meet some amazing guests and some amazing hosts, because we have some amazing queens that's sharing on the platform. I am waiting on my guest. He is late. He is normally not late. Waiting on him to show up, but then again, you never know what may be going on behind those prison walls. Um, they they have intentions on being on time, but sometimes things happen, and it be things beyond their control. They can, at the drop of a dime, put you on lockdown, and then you got to go on lockdown. So, hey, you never know what may be happening behind these walls. So that's why it's very important, if you have someone behind these walls, that you stay connected to your family member, your loved one, find out what's going on. Let those people in those administrations know that you care about your loved one. If you got to call and do wellness checks on them to make sure that they're okay. Because once the system find out that they don't have anyone on the outside that care, then they will treat them like they're less than any a human. But as long as they know that they got people on the outside that care and support them, then they're going to treat them with respect. They're going to know that. Because me, any of my clients that I deal with, if I need to call them and do a wellness check, they have me on their visitation list so that I can call and do wellness checks and to check up on them and to make sure that they're okay. Because I want to hold these people accountable. They've already done, the state of Texas have already done enough you know, to change their lives, because a lot of these people are sitting behind prison wall wrongfully. Some of them did not commit the crimes that they have them in prison from, and then some of them did. They did commit the crime. They have a lot of them have served enough time to where they should be able to be given a second chance. But the great old state of Texas do not believe in second chances, do not believe in rehabilitation, and it just it saddens me. It saddens me to know that this is happening. So yeah, I don't know where my guest is. Normally, like I say, he would normally be here. Um, we're gonna give him a little while longer. Like I say, there may be something going on in the unit. They may have had count, and the count have been off, because normally, until they get the count right, nobody moves. So it could be a count issue. Not sure. I just spoke to one of my clients, and they said everything was okay. So all I can do is just go off their words. But I'm gonna hold tight. I'm gonna hang on and see if they show up. Again, I want you guys to make sure that you guys are supporting. Um, y'all are supporting the Free Texas campaign page, the YouTube. Um, Try to share and share their videos, and help me get the awareness out about some of these cases and what's going on in the state of Texas. It's been 3 to 4 decades where there has been just corruption, and these people know that this is going on, but yet they're not doing anything about it. We talk about all of the civil rights and things that have been violated. You have people in prison that went before all white jury, or all Hispanic jury, instead of a jury of their peers, and they were given instructions to bring back capital murder case charges and capital charges that will give these people life in prison. Yeah, there was actually a manual that was floating around in San Antonio, Houston area, where they were just instructing all of the public defenders. And it's sad when the public defenders who are supposed to be working for um, supposed to be working for those that cannot afford representation, but instead of them doing what they're supposed to do to represent these individuals, they were working with the judges, working with the prosecutors to put these people behind prison walls, and sometimes put them behind prison wall overly incarcerated. You have individuals that are incarcerated right now that was they were locked. They lawyers were became assistant DAs, goes on to become district attorneys, and then goes on to get on the Court of Appeals. So, of course, they know that case is inside and out. So, guess what happens? Those inmates end up becoming political prisoners. End up becoming a part of the government's game, and their system of trying to control and abusing their power, because then you have them locked in a system where they won't give them parole. They make every excuse in the book. The state of Texas do not believe in rehabilitation. Why? Other states believe in rehabilitation, and you have seen where rehabilitation have been a great thing. People, just because, and then you look at a lot of these cases, they are juveniles when they go in. And of course, we know what the reports and what the different things have come up to say now about these youngsters that are committing these crimes before they turn 21, 22, 23. Their mind's not fully developed like adults, and you put them in adults facilities, so they're having to grow up and become adults quicker, and it's just sad. I really truly think that the state of Texas and those that are in power, the government, they have the opportunity to look at some of these things and make right those wrongs that they have occurred over these last 3 or 4 decades. I mean, you can go on Google and you can Google corruption in the state of Texas, and these different people that have power, these congressmen and women, Monica De La Cruz, Ron Reynolds, Sherman, what is it? Carlos Sherman, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. All these people have power to say, okay, well, let's come together and let's look at this and see what's going on. If too many people are coming at y'all with this, then y'all have to know that there is a problem, there's an issue, there's a concern somewhere. But nobody is realizing that they have an issue. These people can go home, they can sleep at night with their families, they can go out to these nice restaurants and have date nights and different things, and proudly they promote it on their social media sites. They promote all these things that they're doing, when you have individuals that have been wrongfully incarcerated, not 10 years, but you're talking about 20 and 30 years. Their lives have been drastically changed, things that they can never get back. And they have been reaching out to people, reaching out to congressmen, reaching out to congresswomen, reaching out to these different boards, reaching out to these judges, reaching out to these different people that have the power to look into these cases and to open these investigations. We've even called on the news station, KSAP 12. We've reached out to them. We've reached out to every news place it is. But know that we're not going to stop. The Free Texas campaign is not going to stop until our voices are heard and until action it happens. Because guess what? We are the change that we desire to see in this world. And the state of Texas have failed their citizens. There's no way you should be able to Google and find corruption and then there's nothing being done about the corruption. Even the FBI is not doing what they're supposed to do. You have um people that saying that they're sending documents and sending things in to these people, yet they are not responding. They're not answering their requests. They're not doing what they need to be doing. But somebody one day is going to be held accountable. And all this stuff that we're doing and think that we're getting away with, you're not getting away with it. All the hurt and the pain that you have caused people over the years is going to come to the light. It's going to come to the light. And when it comes to the light, woe on you. I would hate to be in a lot of people's shoes when it's time for judgment. Not passing judgment on nobody, but right is right and wrong is wrong. But sitting in silent and being silent about those things that's affecting us. Because guess what? When you have wronged people and they sit behind these prison walls, and when they finally get out, they can wreak havoc on you. So a lot of these people need to reconsider their position in the things that they're doing out here in this free world. And if you have the power to make things right, you should be making those wrongs rights. But people are going to be held accountable. We're going to be held accountable for all that we do, whether we get it on this side or on that side. And I really would hate to be in some of these people's shoes. They knew Dr. DeMayo was falsifying records because guess what? He was in cahoots with the police department, the San Antonio Police Department. They don't talk about what happened to the prosecutor that just come up dead in her apartment because she was getting ready to testify against some nobody. They stopped talking about that. They stopped talking about the investigation and what happened during the investigation and all of the corruption that they was uncovering. What happened? You had KSAP 12. They was investigating a lot of this and uncovering a lot of stuff, and then they just stopped. Now it's time for people to be held accountable for that they're doing. And we need to start with the governor. The governor need not to turn the parole board into a judicial branch of the government, because that's not what it was supposed to be. It should be a diverse part of the system. And it should be equipped with people that is not just police officers and TDC. You got to think about the mental health. You got to think about the rehabilitation. You got to think about the reentry into society, if that's what you really want. But of course, we know that it's bigger than that. We know that the prison system is $1 trillion business and that they are making buku money off of the prison system. And a lot of these people probably have shares and probably own part of the prison system. They probably know bought into the prison system, and that's why they keep it like they run it like they run it. But change need to come. Change need to come. And guess what? I am the change that I desire to see in this world. So guess what? I'm not going to be quiet. And every time somebody give me an opportunity to share, I'm going to share and I'm going to talk about it, because the state of Texas need to be put on. They need to be put on blast. They need to be put on blast, starting with the governor all the way down to the police station and the medical examiners. And a lot of these cases need to be reopened and they need to be investigated. Y'all, we are 20 minutes in, and I really don't think my guest for today is gonna come. But y'all, this happens. You know, this is prison. If they can't get to the phone, they can't get to the phone. And that's something that, it saddens me, because if something happens, they always go on lockdown. If they are understaffed, they're on lockdown, and all they're doing is being in a cell looking at a wall. Like they don't have no recreation. They don't have no type of program. They don't really have nothing in a lot of these prisons. and that need to change. You go to certain prison systems within the state of Texas. They have all the programming that you can imagine. But then you look at the ones that are out in the boondocks, that are out on these plantations. They don't offer them nothing, and that's sad. What you do for one should be done statewide. There needs to be a overhaul of the whole prison system, the judicial system, period, in the state of Texas. And that's what we're calling for. And we're not gonna quit until we see change. Well, y'all, I'm gonna jump on out of here. Of course, I have some more guests that's gonna be coming on. Hopefully, my next guest will be able to be on. Again, this happens, and when it happens, I'm ready. I'm always ready to share because I have so much stuff on the inside of me that need to get out, and they need to hear. The state of Texas need to hear. I'm ready. But y'all, I'm gonna get out of here so I can get ready for the next person to come on because they are in different parts of the facility. So they're all calling from their own different places. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off and prepare for the next one. Hopefully he will show up and you guys will have an opportunity to interact with him and to ask questions. So if you have questions, I encourage you guys to come back. We are going to be streaming live all day long on the YouTube, the Free Texas Campaign YouTube, their Facebook page, as well as the Aspiring Authors Magazine YouTube. So that's where we're going to be streaming at until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So y'all share this with somebody in your circle and come back and check out what's taking place on today. And I do this every Monday because God, we're bringing awareness. We're allowing people to see what's going on in hopes that somebody will say, let's be the change that we want to see here in the state of Texas. Y'all can't keep letting it go on because you're free today don't mean you'll be free tomorrow. And I would hate for anybody to have to go through what a lot of these people have endured over the last 20, 30 years. It's not fair.